Hello, hello Prahil, hello Kadiklyam.
Hey Harish, hi.
Am I audible? Okay, so please join
Yes,
as soon as
yes.
possible. We will start by 2:35. Hello everyone. Welcome to today's workshop on AngularJS. AngularJS is a popular JavaScript framework that helps in creating dynamic and interactive web applications. In this session, we will explore what makes AngularJS unique and how it enables developers to build highly efficient and scalable web solutions. Some of its standout features like two-way data binding, dependency injection, and the ability to create single-page applications. So let's dive into and understand it more. Yeah. So understanding the basic of AngularJS framework and its core concepts. To build a strong foundation, it is essential to grasp the basics of AngularJS. AngularJS operates as a front-end JavaScript framework. Okay, AngularJS just operates as a front-end JavaScript framework that extends HTML capabilities. It introduces declarative programming and simplifies complex tasks in web development. The core concepts include modules, controllers, and services, which collectively enables us to structure our application systematically and maintain its stability. By the end of this workshop, you will have a clear understanding of how to leverage these concepts in real world projects. Next slide. So, the main thing we want to know is what is AngularJS and its key features and also its benefits. So, let's start with the question of what is AngularJS. AngularJS is an open source JavaScript framework maintained by Google designed to simplify the process of building dynamic web applications. Some of the key features include two-way data binding, dependency injections, modular development approach, support for single page applications. These are the four major key features. And let me repeat once again: two-way data binding, dependency injection, modular development approach, then support for single page applications. So, why we need to use AngularJS? So, let's see what are the benefits of AngularJS. It is significantly reduces the amount of code needed to build a robust web page, and it supports the testing right from start and ensuring its high code quality. Okay, then it's backed by a large community and extensive documentation. So together, we these features and benefits make AngularJS to go on choice for developers worldwide. Then next slide. So what are the core concepts of AngularJS? So MVC architecture and its directives and its dependency injection are the core concepts of AngularJS. AngularJS uses a model view controller architecture to separate concerns in an application. This approach ensures the app is easier to test and maintain. Directives are one of the most powerful features of AngularJS. They extend HTML by adding new features and attributes, allowing us to build reusable and dynamic components. Dependency injection simplifies the development by managing dependencies and making our code cleaner and easier to manage. These three concepts are foundational to AngularJS and essential for developing any AngularJS applications. Then, next slide. So let us discuss some of the real world applications of AngularJS. So AngularJS uses single page applications. Single page application, these apps provides a seamless user experience by loading content dynamically, not a static, but it's loaded dynamically without refreshing their entire page. Then enterprise web applications. AngularJS modular approach and scalability make it ideal for complex and large scale apps. Then it uses for enterprises like Google, Microsoft, and so on. Then the next category is progressive web apps, PWAS. I think you may hear this word. Combining the best of web and mobile apps, AngularJS plays a vital role in delivering fast, reliable, and engaging PWAs. So these cases use versatility of AngularJS across different domains. So these are the three real-world applications of AngularJS. Then next slide. So let's go something deeper into the topics. What are the key features of AngularJS and its data binding features, dependency injections, and directives? Okay. Now that we have covered the basics, let's take a deeper dive into AngularJS. We will explore advanced concepts such as customizing HTML elements, manipulating the DOM effectively, and enhancing web applications functionality using AngularJS robust ecosystems. This section will bridge the gap between foundational knowledge and real-world applications. Next one. So, understanding data binding in AngularJS. So, I will say a little about the how the functions are binded together here. AngularJS allows developers to extend HTML by creating custom directives, and uh, we uses the special features known as data binding ability in AngularJS. There are three types. One is two-way data binding mechanism, and another one is simplifying UI development, then improving the ultimately improving the user experience. These are the three ways which is followed to understand the data binding process. The first way is known as two-way data binding mechanism, which allows you to make changes in the user interface and automatically update the model in real time. So this is the main feature, the two-way data binding mechanism. Then simplifying the UI development. With the data binding, the user can easily refreshing the page. They can access the up-to-date content. So this feature enables the user much simpler and faster. Then thirdly, the improving user experience ultimately leads to improving the user experience. This enables the future of future applications like real-time web data processing and so on. The next one. Exploring dependency injection in AngularJS. So I would like to break into these in three components. One is decoupling components and enhancing the code reusability, then facility unit testing. Decoupling components leads to dependency injection, which makes the developers to decouple the components and make sure the testable code base of AngularJS more unique. And secondly, the code reusability. By the dependency injection, developers can easily reuse the component. Okay, and also make sure to reduce the unnecessary code like redundancy code, we can say as redundancy code. And the third thing is facility unit testing. The mechanism of dependency injection makes unit testing very clear. Then it will be creating a real-time application scenarios. Then utilizing directives in AngularJS. How the directives are maintained in the AngularJS framework. Most of the AngularJS consists of nearly 75% of the code will consist of the HTML elements, and most uniquely they are mostly custom HTML elements. And let me see here. So AngularJS allows developers to extend HTML by creating custom directives. This means you can create your own HTML tags that encapsulate specific functionality, making your code more reusable and organized. You can also manipulate the DOM directly using AngularJS, although it's usually better to use directives such as operations. Finally, AngularJS provides tool and new techniques that enhances the app functionality such as built-in filters, formatting data, services for seamless API integrations. Then how they are utilizing the AngularJS directives. Just see, they are creating some custom HTML elements, then manipulating the DOM elements. Lately, they are enhancing the application functionality. These are the three main things we must follow in the managing of directives. Yeah, next slide. Then we are going to discuss about the what functional and major architecture of AngularJS. which is known as MVC architecture. MVC architecture consists of three major things. One is model, second is view, and third one is controller. So these three things create an cycle like structure, and it will be helping you to develop yourself on AngularJS. Excuse me.
Harish,
Uh, yeah, Brahil.
can you explain like what is DOM
Yeah,
and what
yeah,
are
sure.
the things which you have shared in the last slide?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1 minute. Okay.
Okay.
So DOM stands for Document Object Model. It's a programming interface for web documents. Okay. So the DOM represents the structure of web page as tree of objects, making it possible to manipulate HTML and XML documents programmatically. Then, what are the key features of DOM? DOM uses tree structure. Tree structures, right? We can say in HTML there is a root node. We use HTML tags, right? HTML tag, which is a root node. Then the child nodes are head, body. This is the DOM tree structure. Then it uses the interactive and dynamic environment by using like styles and creating the some structures with the programming languages like JavaScript and more. Then we can use the standardized API such as get element by ID, then query selector, then some of them on it. Event listener functions, which is known as standard APIs. I will just give you in text because you may get some confusions. Yeah, 1 minute. So these are the standardized API functions which are present in the DOMs and 1 minute.
Harish,
Yeah,
uh, can you just wait for a minute? I will show them a project
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
DOM.
sure. Yeah, sure, Pradeep Kalyan, but let me just complete it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So just see the tree structure, how the HTML is the root, right? Then it forms a head, body. Then in below you can see that h1 tags, button, scripts, and more are their child nodes. This is the structure where the DOM works, and we can also use the API structures like this get element by ID, then query selector, then add event listener. These are creating a structural environment and bridges the HTML and JavaScript together and forms a dynamical web pages. Uh, I think Pradeep Kalyan, Prahil, Prahil,
Yeah, Harish, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, have you get the clear understanding how the DOM works?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah, I got an idea.
it just binding the HTML and JavaScript and creates a dynamical environment. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Then so we can continue from the MVC architecture. I think third years have a clear understanding about these things because they have studied in this web technology unit 5. This is the main function of Angular JS, and let me tell you. Yeah. So am I audible? Hello, hello.
Yes, now you're audible.
Yeah, yeah. So MVC is just stand for model, view, and control. This is a software architectural pattern. It separates an application into three interconnected components. As I said, the model and the view and the controller. It introduces the code organization and scalability in the application. Then MVC is one of the most widely used design pattern in software development. Okay, it is one of the most widely used design pattern because it divides the application into three distinct parts, like different aspects of its application, then its UI logic and its data. It categorizes into these three and creates an interactive web applications. Then components of MVC. The components of MVC clearly states the model. Model only manages the data and logic. Okay, model only, you can see the diagram clearly. It shows the, it handles the data logic and it manages the data and rules of the application. Then what's the view is used for? View just handles the user interface and presentations. Okay, then controller. Controller just acts as an intermediary thing between the model and the view. It handles the user input. Then the model is the brain of the application. Okay, the model is the brain of the application and managing the data and logic. The view is for where user interact with, like buttons and text fields. Okay, the controller acts as a middleman. It ensures ensuring the model and view work harmoniously by managing the user input and application responses. I can say the controller is like a Spider-Man. He hangs the two separated boat in the Iron Man film. So similarly, this same future controller will do manages these both. Okay, then so ultimately MVC is not help for organizing the code. That's all. Then it is used for the uh, building application with the frameworks like Django or ASP.NET. ASP.NET, sorry. Then next slide. So you just go with the simple Angular JS applications. So you can just copy these codes and just paste in your HTML file. Then you can see how this Angular JS work. And I will explain you what are the things like ng app and the things which is present here. Okay. So you can see the HTML code, right? Can you able to see this HTML code? So the ng app directive, which is present here, right, in the HTML ng app. The ng app we are using means it is used for to initialize the Angular JS for the entire web page. Okay, for it initialize the Angular JS for the entire web page, and without this directive, Angular JS functionality won't work. Okay, it's just a locating where it gonna start. Okay, if we initialize this means then only AngularJS will work. Then if you, by applying this ng app to the HTML tag, we ensure the whole document is controlled by not this HTML. It whole document will be controlled by the Angular tag only, AngularJS. Then you can also use this ng app in divisions because we sometimes won't use the HTML sections and all. We can directly jump into the divisions. So at this moment we can use division slash ng app. Okay, this is where the AngularJS starts, and the script you can see the source of Ajax Google APIs. This is the nothing but the functions. Okay, it directly like acts as an API and calls the modules and functions from the location of it. Yeah. Then in this code, we are just inputting our text and getting the output in without refreshing the web page. It just acts directly by the AngularJS frameworks. Then, yeah,
Hello. Hey
yeah,
Harish.
yeah, Brahil.
Yeah, can I ask a question to
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
hello?
Yeah, yeah, Brahil. Am
Yeah,
I audible? Yeah, you can
yeah,
ask.
yeah. Hey guys, hello. So well, we have nearly listening for 20 to 30 minutes. Can you guys please say what do you understand from what you have thought till now? And do you guys know what is JavaScript? Please tell in the DMs.
Mm, think still not any.
Guys, please share quickly if anyone is there.
And I would like to say this part of starting the JavaScript from starting from JavaScript, but unfortunately we just enter into AngularJS directly. But we will explain you what are the things of first in JavaScript by Pradeep Kalyan. Um, Pradeep Kalyan,
Yeah, bro. Here.
yeah, you can continue by explaining the JavaScript first, and let me once again give a clarification about the AngularJS. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Okay,
Yeah,
just
sure.
10 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
hey
okay.
guys.
It's, on net. Prahil,
Yeah, Harish.
yeah, I think you need to have a clear understanding of JavaScript before entering into AngularJS. As Prahil said, it's correct. Without knowing JavaScript, we cannot enter into the AngularJS. So I would like Pradeep Kalyan to give a short intro about the JavaScript, and he will give an over grasp. And let me continue AngularJS once again. Yeah. Thank you, Prahil, for your
Okay, Harish, you can stop your
and
screen.
and guys and guys please be interactive by sharing any emojis are still attentive.
yeah, and also we would like to tell you about some things like what are the new features which is gonna come in future in Google Developer Groups on campus, and I would like to also mention that in this meet we will be having some cool prizes like maybe some cash prizes and codes. So try to be like interactive and be asking questions. I just want to say in first, but okay, we can continue from right away here. Thank you. Thank you, Prahil. Pradeep Kalyan, you can continue.
Bro, you can stop your screen, bro. Yeah, okay, thank you. Hey guys, am I audible?
Yes, na.
Yeah, all of you can turn on your mics so that it will be interactive. Is that okay, right, guys? If
Yes,
possible, turn
na.
on your mics. Yeah, okay, I will just share my screen and let you go through about the JavaScript part. Hope the screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, guys, you all know, right? HTML, sample HTML code. In the case of HTML code, our HTML, it's divided into head and body, and our body part contains the code of the web page, and the head part contains the header section. You all know here, right? The JavaScript HTML DOM. This is the header section, and these are the body parts. Okay. In the case of DOM, JavaScript is an interpreted language which helps to manipulate HTML. If I'm writing here h1 and hello, uh, and a user wants to submit something, or if a user presses a button here stating something known as submit, uh, then the hello message should be turned into hi or hello world. This can be achieved uh, via the DOM structure. Here you can see, right, our document is the root element HTML. It is split into head part and the body part. Our head part contains the title of the web page, and it has some text. What is the text here? In the case of Geeks for Geeks W3 schools, here we are having JavaScript HTML DOM. Then body element will have the h1 hello and the button. In the case of JavaScript, we will be writing the script tag in the bottom of the code, mentioning script. Here, every element will have a ID for any class. Here for HTML, I am providing the classes a text. Okay, the class name is our choice. We can choose anything from that. And for the button, I am giving it's a button type. In the JavaScript, we can declare variable using var latent const. Var is the oldest method. Latent consts were introduced in 2015 ES15 update. The ES15 update is the major update got through the JavaScript, which contains the recently used major functionalities. We will be learning about the ES16 in our next classes. We will just focus on creating something right now. I'm let button equal to from the document using the query selector. Query selector helps us to select from the document. In the case of we are having ID, we can use get element by ID. If you are having some classes, etc., we can simply use these query selectors. For classes, you will be mentioning dot notation. For IDs, we will be mentioning hash. For the h1 elements, that and all, we will be mentioning the element name such as h1 button, etc. For universal selector, we will be selecting the star asterisk symbol. Okay, these are the CSS selector we will be which you will be studying in the styling part. You can use these to just address the element. Here I am selecting the query selector class and selecting the text here. Example text. Next, wait a sec. This is text, and I'm selecting a button here. Button equal to document dot query selector. This button. Okay, in the button class, we can just give on click function. On click function, it will when the button is clicked, it will call the JavaScript function. You guys know about function, right? In C, you would have already studied about the functions, right, guys?
Yes, no.
Yeah, the same functions. Functions is a block of code which will be repeated when it is called. It helps to helps in the cases of repetitiveness. In the case of on block, I am giving the change of function. Okay, here I am
Okay,
creating a
here I am
function
creating a
change of, and if the function is created, the text dot inner HTML value, the HTML value, the text value of the HTML page should be turned as hi there. Is it okay, guys?
Now, like for what we are using query selector now here.
Here query selector, you here we are having this document, right? H1 button. We want to select the text from this document. We can't directly select the text, so that we are using this query selector, and we are using this id class name. It's like a tree. Our whole document will be like a tree. If you are just a sick. See, this will be the structure of our web page here. Here, if I'm selecting the DOM view, I think, right, it's not working. I will search another website. Yeah, you can see here, right? If I'm copying the code and pasting it here, our website will be look like this. Okay, our website has HTML. It is divided into head and body tag, and the head tag contains the head text, meta text, these and all, and this is the body tag. Okay, here this h1 dot text I have created here, right? The h1 class text with the class of text. Then the button, JavaScript will read the code from the here, and it will move on as a tree like structure, so that we want to give the text name here. Dot, I am going to select this text. This is a I missed okay, in the class name we are using the dot notation to represent the class. Dot button represents this. When I'm calling this, it will just fetch the state of this button. Okay, if I'm using the text, if I'm selecting this text, it will be fetching the whole text. If I'm selecting the inner html, it will select the hello text. Is it okay now?
Yes, now.
Yeah, okay. Let me continue, right? Does anyone have
Yeah.
any issues here? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, if I'm pressing this button, this hello html will be converted. Wait just a sec, I will just open my live server. Yeah, here if I press submit. Yeah, just a sec, I have missed something I read. It's a function. Yeah, wait. Dot text dot button. Hello submit. I think I'm having some glitches here. I think the button is not working. I will just console. Yeah, it's clicking correctly, but the text. I will use any other name. I think they have conflicts. Yeah, it's changed, right? You can see, right? If I press, it will be like hello. If I press submit, it will be like hello there. You can see, right? The DOM structure, the web page has been changed with the behavior. The JavaScript is used to provide behavior to our web pages. Is it okay, guys? Whether you all understand about JavaScript, right?
Yes, na.
We can also just a sec. We can also use JavaScript to build a app like this. It's still in development, I think. Here, if you are entering a location like Chennai, it will fetch you the details like this. We can just develop it using our JavaScript code. We will be learning this in deep under our next classes. Is it okay, guys? Whether you are having any doubts in the JavaScript part, guys?
No, na.
Is the JavaScript okay for all? Whether you understand the core purpose of JavaScript, it's used.
Okay, sir.
It is used to give you a bro. No, sir, it's bro. Okay. It's used to give a behavior to our web page. Okay, Harish,
Yeah, bro.
I think you can continue.
Okay. So I hope you all get a clear understanding about the JavaScript and how it works and how it just calling the functions and providing the details. So thank you, Pradeep Kalyan, for explaining this.
Idiot, you're always like an idiot, son.
So then we can start from the beginning, as you got the better understanding of JavaScript. Now AngularJS can be easily help you to give a better understanding.
Do you care?
Is my screen accessible?
Yes, na.
Okay, sure. So on net, just okay. So let's look at some practical examples to understand how AngularJS works in action. So, am I audible?
Yes,
Okay, now.
bro.
Okay,
Audible.
okay. Okay, so let's here we can see how the two-way data binding plays a major role and how the model and view acts as a both and give the functionality by joining with the controller. Okay, so you can see here the ng app is initialize the full code with the AngularJS properties, and here we can see that we are using the double quotes, double brackets, and with the exclamatory mark. The input type is nothing just but collect the name. Okay, just collect the name, and the ng model will be just acts as a model, right? We can say like it's data and the view. Okay, it just showcases the view with the data, then this whole function works to format typed name. Let me give an example here. um, it will be showing, if I type the name Harish, means it will be showing hello Harish with an exclamatory mark. So similarly, we can see the next example. So there are AngularJS directives. Okay, AngularJS directive initialize an AngularJS application. It tells AngularJS that the element and its children is under its control. Okay, so in this example, we use ng app in the HTML tag to make entire page of an AngularJS application to run with an AngularJS based web app. Then we uses the ng init directive, which is used to initialize the variable within an AngularJS application. It used to initialize the variable. Okay, then in this example, we will define two variables. I think you can see my screen, right? Yeah, can see this screen, right? This ng init used to initialize variables within an AngularJS application. In this example, we can see how there is two variable, quantity and price. Okay, just see quantity and the price variable. Use in expression to calculate the total cost. Okay, it's a simple way to set up initialize data for a view. Then the same thing which is gonna happen here, the overall ng app will be passing all this code and provide an output in the total, which is an this double quote ensures the multiplication of quantity and price. Then it will be giving an answer like 50. Yeah. So then this is ng init directive. Then another kind of directive named as ng model. Ng model directive helps to bind the data values between the HTML input elements. Okay, so ng model directives binds the two input values. For example, you can see uh, the same example once again. I can show you here. You just get the input type name, enter your name, then collects the name in the text box. Then it shows in the paragraph hello, then its name. So this is the ng model directive used for. It used to binds the value of HTML input elements. Then ng repeat directive. Uh, ng repeat directive is used for iterates over a collection of and generates HTML element item. Okay, it just access custom HTML tags. Um, just a minute. Okay, here you can see that the same structure is once again followed like HTML, then initializing the ng app application, then calling the script, then you enter into the body where you having using the unordered list. Then we have been using the ng repeat, like we are recalling the function. You can use JavaScript here, but in AngularJS, we can use the front end framework to make sure to call all these function like just call the apple once again, then just gives another output as with banana. Then it will be giving once again provide an output like cherry in an order, in a list. It creates an unordered list ultimately. So this thing here you can see li of ng repeat fruits in fruits of list is just nothing but an custom HTML tags. So it provides directly recalling all the function, and can see here the function is calling the dollar is used for calling function here, and the root scope is the function name and root scope function name. Then here you can see the fruit is the name here used. Then ultimately these three is called one by one, then forms and list of that. Next slide. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Let us solve you here. Yeah. If you have any doubts in the directive parts, mostly the directive parts are the basics of AngularJS part. So you can ask if you have any doubts. Hello. Okay, let me check the chats. Okay. Guys, if you have any doubts, you can ask. I can teach you from the front onwards. Okay. I think I have rushed through the AngularJS part in the front. If you have any doubts, you can ask now, or we can discuss the next topics. Yeah. Okay. Mm, I will try to give you some real-time examples of AngularJS. Um,
Harish,
yeah,
I need to speak just a minute.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, guys, whether you all understand about the AngularJS part here, I just need to find out. Uh, when we are talking about the normal web pages, it will be asking the server for every request, for every change. It will need to go to the server side and it need to fetch the web pages. In the case of here using the AngularJS, we will be having some easy method so that we will directly fetch from the server with the help of AngularJS, so that the request time will be minimum.
Yeah, Pradeep Kalan. So you can see here we are just in the AngularJS. We just entering our name. For example, they are entering here Geek for Geeks. Then it shows simultaneously within the real time. It just without loading the code, just directly showcasing how it works. You can see here. So this is the main functions of AngularJS. It shows how much uh, reactive, and make sure AngularJS only works with the JavaScript functionalities. If JavaScript is turned off in your browser, then you cannot see any single term in the AngularJS real-time functions. Okay, so the JavaScript must be enabled.
Haris,
Hello.
this is two-way data binding, right?
Yeah. It's two-way data binding. So so see how the data binds in real time, and it shows how the outputs are um, in a very real time manner. Then let me show the remaining modules. So you can practice in real time with the use of. I will send these links. Just try how these codes works together and form an productive output. It must be slightly interesting rather than going and doing an HTML page real time. You can try AngularJS functions, and AngularJS is totally Google based framework. So it's maybe they will provide you many more and much real time examples, and they are developing uh, frequently in a manner of 6 months a year. So you can see how the community works together and using the AngularJS modules, and you can see how AngularJS. It's just a basic tutorial which I have gathered from the for Geeks side, but you can try this for futures. So you can see here two functions have been um merged together. And for example, see the name one is Geek for Geeks and the name two Geek for Geeks users. Then here say user name, just it merges the text and showcasing with the real time info. Yeah. Then if you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, we can enter into some interesting topics rather than the AngularJS part. Yeah. And I would like to mention you to fill these forms. This will collect the data of yourself, and we will be giving prices to you in real time. Provide where is Prahil? Prahil or Pradeep Kalyan? You just make sure to collect all these details from them, and we will send the swacks directly through their mail. Yeah. And let me conclude this event of Tech Winter Break. And thank you for being part of this GDG on campus 24. Uh, we will be having an big sessions in 2025, and happy new year for you all guys. Then so why we are been teaching you this Angular JS and the previous part which have been you teach to like Android and web frameworks, because there is a big worldwide hackathon which is gonna come by January, which enables you to think and build projects on US UN sustainable goals. You can check through the website UN sustainable goals. It will be showcasing nearly 17 types of goals, where we'll be working with uh, different kinds of real time projects. So we will be having an introduction to the hackathon by 4th of January, and I would like you all to be present there. And also I like to mention that this hackathon has an prize of 8 lakh rupees for the first. Then upcoming will be like 4 to 5 lakhs. Then last is 1 lakh. So and also they will be selecting a project regionally. If you just submit, then they may select the project of to a regional level. So I would like you all to be part of it and make sure to participate in hackathons, and make sure to learn some coding activities frequently, like using the Google's framework, because this is a Google hackathon. You must use the Google frameworks to develop yourself. And um if you have any doubts, you can ask about the AngularJS, and also you can ask about the things which I have discussed right now. And any other points which you have to get clear, I can explain. And Pradeep and Prahil, if you have any points, you can continue.
I think you have shared all the necessary points, Harish. I
Gift
would like to add
codes
only
for
one
you
single
directly,
point. Like,
Pawan Kumar Reddy. Then
hey Harish, I would like
okay,
to add
so
only one
we will
point.
be providing Jabas Gina. Then we will be providing you all with the end kit, end of year kit. And thank you. Can leave this meet now. Bye.
Thank you, bro, and have a happy new year.
You can leave this meet. Yeah, bye bye.
Thank you, bro. Like though the presenters are low here, you are doing good. So thank you so much and happy New Year for all.
Thank you, thank you. Happy New Year. Bye guys. Bye bye bye.